So hi, David.
Hello, hi Ed.
We are here at Sound Machines booth.
Yeah,
and
Sound
it's
Machines.
still setup day at NAMM, but I've kind of collared you for a video, right? So,
Yeah,
what have we
absolutely.
got today? You've got a bunch of new features.
Yeah. Oh, first of all, this is the first time that Sound Machine have a booth at NAMM. So we're really proud of this, and we are really excited. This year we are presenting a couple of new additions. One in the form of a software firmware update for our universal tactile interface, the Arches, which is a universal controller for many different aspects of the performance and many different synth standards, from MIDI to CV to 1.2 volt per octave for the Buchla stuff and many other aspects. You have a lot of layer of performance gadgets like sequencer, arpeggiators. You can design different keyboards with different notes that you want. Every keyboard has like a kind of response with for the expression. You can measure the pressure. These two are two X, Y, and Z controllers, and everything goes out either via MIDI, Bluetooth MIDI, and also CV. In this part, apart from the programming interface, you have up to 32 outputs of CV gate things related to the several features that you made here. So, what is the news of Arches, which has been presented several years ago? This year we present a new PC-based web browser-based programmer. You can program any aspect of this one without doing everything on the small display. So this is really cool when you have to insert all the notes that you want in all the elements to suit your your music. And the other aspect is that we inserted new features like the quantized lightstrip. So each one of these can become a CV gate output with a quantized output based on something like 20 different scales. You choose the interval of octave, you choose the starting octave, so you basically can control many things at once. Also because each one of these can be recorded and replayed in loop. One other aspect is that the playing of this loop can be synchronized with the starting beat of the step sequencer, which is another feature that we had. Then we inserted into the step sequencer the mutes of the steps. You have also five lane trigger sequencers for your rhythmic stuff. Any track basically can be divided by a standard clock, can have a different length, so you can do polyrhythm and many experimental stuff, and you also can control other parts of the synthesizer with these gate outputs. So the last aspect, obviously, is that we made a complete revision of some of the internal function to have it more robust and capable of doing heavy tasks like having like 4 or 5 or 6 sequences and arpeggiators going on at the same time. The other thing that we are presenting at the NAMM in their final forms, we already started talking about this series of modules several years ago at the Super Booth in Berlin, is the first 4 modules of the T-line. T-line stands for touch, and what we tried to do was to unite the hands-on approach of the lightstrip, which is one of our first module and one of our most successful module. It's basically now in many systems around the world. This is
I've
automatable.
got 2 in my system.
Great. This is an automatable CV and gate output. You can basically you can design a curve with your finger and having it replayed in loop up to 10 seconds. With this one, we put 4 of these lightstrip modulators into a function form module. So, for example, we have, in this case, we have a generator, the generator, which is a complex oscillator. We have the formant filter, which also doubles as a, one of the first module of our was the roboto, which was a, formant voice, like a robotic. And then there is a spectrum processor. Each of these blocks basically could be modulated. For example, I will show you, let you hear the generator. Okay. So basically, in this case, we have the first parameter is the folding. I can move it obviously with a potentiometer. I have an external input CV, but I have this one, which is the folding quantity. I can obviously record and replay. So now is the very low LFO, for example. I can override and then I can obviously record again under this one, and I can just have the holding function. Then if I go to another parameter, for example the morphing, sorry, this one. This is the vibrato. It's a kind of starts with a normal vibrato. It goes up in frequency up to frequency modulation, and then it will put inside like a sample and hold stuff up to some stuff here. Obviously, also in this case, we can the things going on. The cool aspect is that we have a reset input, which can be used both to reset the loop of the recording that I made by hand. You can select which of the 4 modulators you can reset, but you can also set it as a one-shot, so you can use it like an envelope, and this can get up to, maybe the folding is more. If we connect a reset, it will do this only when the reset is not active, obviously.
So are they all going to be kind of priced similarly? Or?
Yes, the idea is that the function modules will be priced all at the same price. We will be under 200 euros. Okay, each of this one, and the quad strip, which is basically, I don't want to say only because there is a lot of things going on. You don't have any function here. You have just 4 voltage outputs, which are obviously recordable. A good addition respect to the light strip is that now you have 20 seconds per each lane of recording, and you have an attenuverter for each of the outputs, so you can go also negative. You can modulate also the output with your hands if you want, and you also have the resets 2x2. So the first 2 strips are resettable together or not, but you can choose. You can reset just 2 of the 4 one. This is really cool if you want to do some kind of synchronization with your system. And then you have obviously 2 gate outputs, which are related to the first 2 lanes. So basically that's it. Then we have a formant filter, which you will choose between 15 different formants. It works either on a incoming signal. If there is no signal, it will become as an oscillator, and so it will apply the formant filter to its own rich square wave without filtering, and then you can obtain the classic, vocal stuff by controlling it with volt per octave things. You can control the formant, the resonation, and the distortion of the output. so it can go into pretty heavy, distorted formant stuff, which is very nice. Also applied to drums and many other stuff. Then there is the Spectrum. We are setting up a new line of video to discuss this. Basically, Spectrum is a 16-band Spectrum processor where you can choose how to transform the input audio program, which is coming in, by means of moving 1, 2, or 4 peaks in the spectrum, inverting the peaks and doing a lot of stuff that normally will require, the classic spectral processor are very big, like EQ-like modules with many. We try to
condense it down.
To vectorialize some of the normal action that you do by condensating to a small module where you can choose the number of peaks, obviously the position of the central frequency, and then the tilt mode, and then also you have a distorted output and spread, which is basically the resonance of each peak. So it's a quite complex module, but you can do. Obviously, it is very happy when you ping it with a very high signal, and it will play all this filter together. It's quite nice also to do rhythmic stuff, more or less randomized or following some kind of stuff.
So when are you hoping to kind of have these ready? You said that this is the final revision.
Yeah, this is the final revision. We are entering the production phase now, and hopefully in a couple of months they will be available. The first 4. There are other 10 in the works, which share the platform, and so we have distortion, we have other kind of, we have an harmonic oscillator with 10 bands, which is really cool, and there are also, colored VCA and other stuff, which we will present in the next, the second half of the year. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
Davide,
thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.